Trump's 100% tariff on foreign films sparks industry confusion and economic concerns. In a surprise announcement over the weekend, former President Donald Trump declared that, if re-elected, he would impose a 100% tariff on foreign films entering the United States. Framing the move as a defense of American jobs and cultural production, Trump claimed Hollywood is being devastated by international competition and that movies should once again be made in America. While the political rhetoric echoes earlier America First trade policies, the proposed film tariff has set off waves of confusion and concern across the entertainment industry, the economic sector, and even among legal experts. The logistics, legality, and economic fallout of such a measure are anything but clear. In a post on Truth Social, Trump characterized foreign film production as a national security threat, accusing other governments of stealing our movie industries by offering subsidies and tax breaks to lure productions overseas. He pointed out that many countries, such as the UAE, Canada, and the UK, offer financial incentives to attract Hollywood filmmakers, often resulting in US-based studios filming abroad. "This is about keeping money and jobs here," Trump said. "We are going to bring movies back to American soil." The practicalities of such a tariff are murky. Unlike cars or steel, films are not physical goods in the traditional sense. They are intellectual property that's streamed, screened, and downloaded globally. Eric Gardner, a legal correspondent and founding partner at Puck News, noted the unusual nature of this proposal. Tariffs typically apply to goods that physically enter a country, but movies aren't imported in boxes. They're streamed, downloaded, or digitally distributed. So what exactly would be taxed and how? Would it apply to box office receipts from foreign-produced films? Would studios be taxed based on where the film was shot or edited? What about films partially produced overseas but financed or written in the US? None of these details have been clarified. Adding to the legal confusion, Trump reportedly invoked national emergency powers to justify the tariff. However, as University of Michigan economist Justin Wolfers pointed out, the National Emergencies Act specifically excludes cultural goods like films from being targeted under such provisions. "It's legally incoherent," Wolfers said, and it introduces a dangerous precedent of using emergency powers for purely economic goals. Hollywood reacts, applause and alarm. In Los Angeles, the heart of the American film industry, reactions have been mixed. Some local workers welcomed the idea of reviving domestic production. "There's a real issue here," one studio crew member said. "Jobs have gone overseas, you can't deny that." However, many industry leaders and analysts express deep skepticism. They note that foreign shoots often occur because of cost and logistics, not ideological betrayal. For example, even major American blockbusters like The Avengers and Mission Impossible have filmed in cities like London and Abu Dhabi due to practical factors like set availability, lower labor costs, or scenic requirements. Actor and journalist Wolf Blitzer humorously added a personal angle. "When I was in Mission Impossible Fallout, they flew me to London for my scene. If Trump gets his way, I couldn't do that anymore." Beyond Hollywood, the policy could have serious global trade implications. As Professor Wolfers noted, this would mark the first time the U.S. applied tariffs to services and IP rather than physical goods, opening a risky new front in trade wars. "If other countries retaliate, America is extremely vulnerable," he warned. "We export a massive amount of services, from tech to finance to consulting. If others follow Trump's lead, U.S. firms could face tariffs on everything from video games to software to engineering services." Netflix, for example, felt the impact immediately. Its stock fell more than 3.5% on news of the tariff announcement. The company spends more than half its production budget on international content and earns about 70% of its revenue from overseas subscribers. Experts call for alternative solutions. Critics argue that if Trump truly wants to revitalize U.S. film production, tariffs may be the wrong tool. Many have pointed to the example of tax incentives, like those offered in Canada or Georgia, as more effective methods to attract filmmakers domestically. "Instead of punishing foreign films, why not incentivize domestic ones?" asked the studio executive. "California should be matching what London or Vancouver offers if we want to bring people back." Art Hogan, chief strategist at B. Riley Financial, likened the policy to slapping a tariff on the International House of Pancakes just to support Waffle House. He urged the administration to focus on constructive trade deals rather than unpredictable economic moves. As the 2024 election cycle heats up, Trump's film tariff proposal appears to be both a cultural and economic rallying cry aimed at his base. But for industry professionals, economists, and global partners, it raises more questions than answers. In an interconnected world where production, talent, and audiences span continents, a 100% film tariff may be more symbolic than effective, and possibly damaging to the very industries it purports to protect.